Greetings everyone, and Grade here with another Advanced Wars by Web replay. Small on the north side as the blue Kindle, we got Quickslow87. Small on the south side as the black hole Andy, we got gimmiecandy. Go on, gimme. Just make sure it's delivered via unmarked white van. Either way, when it comes to this map, for those who are watching either live stream or the video that hopefully gets uploaded to YouTube, I do cut off the corners inside this map, as well as some excess there to make it a little bit smaller, easier for viewing, because let's be frank, this map is large, with a large amount of dead area. After all, let's see, the side's not skimmed off as the left side. You can see a decent amount of force on the corners there, which is really just dead space. And not to mention all the shores as well. I feel like this map could be shrunken down a little bit, honestly. Do have an early recon deployed on the Kindle, and he won't really have good uses for his hyper repair power rather than a superpower hyper upgrade. And a lot of the COs when fighting against global damage, such as Drake or Olaf, you can sort of nullify the superpower by popping his regular power, but Kindle's power, Urban Blight, only applies to units on urban terrain. And good chance it'll be on his own urban terrain, so he can recover 1 out of the 3 health, but the other health will be restored. Granted, it would be useful to restore stuff that's got hit by Urban Blight on urban terrain he doesn't have captured. But still, do got an early anti-tank here. Out of vision everything, but could be... No, it does not get spotted there. Still does not get spotted. In range, but out of sight. First, does get trapped there. First roll of the... Oh, got a second recon there. Roll of the survivability onion as laid out by Spookson. First thing is not be seen, because if you don't get seen, you cannot die. Assume it's not by some sort of indirect fire. And I also got a double recon last turn by Andy as well. And this map does have a decent amount of income, so high society is also a bit more possibility. Whether Kindle wants to use her power or her superpower is somewhat dependent on the map and support situations. She of course does more or less the retaliation CO, does finish off the infantry unit there. Units who are attacked from urbanized terrain get a staggering plus 40% damage, allowing you, so if one of your, say, infantry or tank... Let's just take a look at this tank here. If this tank gets struck by another tank, you can pull back, another tank could go push forward and replace it and retaliate with plus 40% damage, likely one-shotting the leftover tank after receiving its first counterattack fire. Recon spots a bit of everything. There's a tank in the forest there, not sure where his opponent's assets are at. In which Kindle did see the tank enter the forest. Of course, needs to be spotted first, which this infantry unit there could spot it, but the problem is there's only 1 tank in range and there's 2 tanks there, so charging forward is a bad idea at the moment. Kindle's gone for early anti-air, which was adequate because 80 did go for early battlecopter. This map is a 3-base map with 2 airports. You get a stealth deployment, but pretty far in the back can be a turn or 2 extra distance as it travel. We got the forward deployment, which it is easy spottable, easy to lock down, but of course forward deployment means you can get on the field and start doing actions quicker. In this one, backline at least can still allow deployment on the other side where there's no airport. Recon will interrupt there and fully stops it there, puts the tank on top of there. Could get double tapped by tanks, but I see now triple tanks there. Kindle is behind the tank play. This tank is in range of this tank here, so she could double tap this tank and strike this one tank once. Does interrupt the capture there. Tank is going to go for the play. Ooh, that damage does fully take it out. Does get a booster strike onto recon, knocking it out pretty easy. Interrupts the capture there, very nice. The problem is now there's Kindle's tanks can get double tapped here, so the 7 health tank or the 2 4 health tanks can get struck. Pick 2, battlecopter in here, another battlecopter there. Of course, remember as well, Kindle's battlecopters does get boosted from urban terrain, even though they are flapping around. Great strike there, down to 1 health. Battlecopter gets put a shot on in, but the anti-air is in range. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nope, the anti-air is out of range of that tank there. Now, if Kindle can take out this tank, she can take out the battlecopter as well. I'm not sure what's hard to deal with, 8-star or 8 health on 3 stars or full health on no stars. The 8 health one's probably actually a bit more durable since that'll be effectively plus 24% defense. Let's see, 30 times by 80%. And I can't do that math at the moment. Yeah, it was 24. Oh, pops Urban Blight there. I didn't realize that. Urban Blight now makes a 5 health tank. So she's going to try to do an early deployment there. Pulls back the wooden tank. Recon strikes infantry. Infantry strikes infantry. And now a 5 health tank easy to deal with. Anti-air can charge for. Take it out as well. And 80 does have anti-air maybe in range. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If 80 can take out this anti-air, then the battlecopter can also go down. Other than that, unlikely otherwise. Have to be a superpower to get pulse from tile range. But even then, I don't think that will allow her to range the battlecopter unless this tank or anti-air gets knocked through. But there's 2 tanks nearby, so should be able to double tap the anti-air to strike the battlecopter. Infantry, tank, infantry. And of course, another battlecopter there. Double taps the anti-air there. Now the anti-air can strike there. He is almost to a hyper upgrade. Number of units. Oh, got a good number of infantry units that did get hit by the Urban Blight. Battlecopter, infantry, recon, tank. Recon does knock out. Hyper upgrades not available. And the artillery is in a good position. Shooting fish in a barrel. Or penguins in a barrel. Could pop it. Got a number of wounded tanks there. Maybe push forward, let his tanks get wounded, and then repair them up. A decent amount of infantry there. Kindle ends turn 75,000. AD starts turn 64. 20,000 versus 17. So Kindle has the advantage moment, but the front lines are basically collapsing each other, so AD has a good possibility to get some good work done. And it looks like he's not going to pop the superpower this turn. I just pull back and let the turn pass. Infantry, tank, infantry, and battlecopter. Kindle's turn, which means she can get damage done and not have to worry about charging up his opponent's superpower. So be careful about that in retaliation of that said superpower instead. One infantry unit is near the mounted there, so it can always pop up there for some good vision and be disposable. T-copter, tank, infantry. Both players do have 2 comm towers at the moment. Oh, decide to hyper upgrade there to get some health restored on those infantry units, among other things. Possible movement range is very important. Anti-air will not be able to range that battlecopter. Maybe I'll range this battlecopter here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Nope, nowhere near. Anti-air pushed too far forward while Andy will strike a tank there. But maybe if that's the only, that's a good number of battlecopters in the region, which this one could receive a boost strike from this battlecopter if it was to move far enough. Infantry, anti-air, tank. Kindle has 24,000 funds stored enough. She could go for neo tank and infantry this turn. Let's see what she does. Tank will strike tank. Tank will strike tank. Wounded tank strikes tank. Battlecopter strikes tank. Pops the Urban Blight there, melee upon charging. I don't know if it's any interrupts this capture there and this capture, and got a decent amount of global damage there. Don't know how effective that is. That of course would be easy one shot. She gets plus 8% firepower while her from the power. from attacking urbanized terrain. 104% easy kill. Drops that capture even further. Good strikes there. Infantry anti-air tank. No mech from the teacup I was expecting. Tank does get struck there. Gets machine. Oh, does not get cut off this. Block plus 1% health. Anti-air does range the battlecopter, but barely. Tank on tank. A lot of good strikes there. Andy has a still good healthy core tanks, and that's not from his power or superpower. They even put some machine gun shots there. Tank, infantry. Kindle starts turn 66. Andy starts to end turn 78. So for Kindle's 88, that's still pretty even. We'll take time and put some rounds at battlecopter. Takes out the good old-fashioned way. Lots of bullets. Drops that capture there. And has 6 capture progress remaining, so has only 4 health, so will not be captured next turn. Good strikes there. Double taps that infantry unit there. Does manage to take it out and finish off that infantry unit there entirely. Wounded tank strikes tank. And infantry from the mountainside fires upon the infantry on the road. Neo tank. Boost there. Infantry. Anti-air will knock out tank. Right now, Ken has 82,000, Andy has 55, so he's fallen quite behind. Of course, the front lines are collapsing each other, so both sides' values will quickly go on down. Infantry, battlecopter, infantry, tank. Power is available, which is something Kindle could want to use Andy's power. Does get trapped there. Allow the recon get another good strike there. It was previously spotted, but that way it's very well known it's still there. Equal strike infantry there. Last despicable neutral properties right here. And we'll take out that infantry unit there. New tank is advancing. Battlecopter, infantry, tank, recon. Answer 104. Andy has 68. So Kindle has a good position. Also has 30 units in the left of the field, which is 29. So Kindle has a good amount of infantry forces. Does pick off another tank there with the 89 health anti-air. Though it did have help from the battlecopter. Good strike there. Right now, Andy has no real counter to the battlecopter. Not battlecopter, neo tank. That's something very different. Can get cost-effective engagements and then top off their health with the power and or superpower, but that neo tank can cause some huge issues. With our cast vision, we know it's going to be pretty safe for the neo tank charge to that 9 health tank, and we'll do that. Andy has a superpower available. Good number of wounded tanks in the field, which could utilize it. Nice booster strike there from the city there, allows it to easily pick off a full 8 health tank. Man's picked off a 3 health tank there as well, and I'm gonna flip it. And he doesn't have too many wounded units to engage, get repaired on up. The best thing he could do right now is send the battlecopters in to strike the Neo tank. But right now, he has no real counter to this anti-air that's on the field normally. He has vision of that anti-air, but is out of movement range. Infantry, artillery, trying to counter the Neo tank of artillery, and does keep the 6,000 funds bank. Probably gonna go with his own Neo tank next turn. But Urban Blight could cause some issues there. I don't know how much repairs it will consume. Yeah, and Urban Blight actually may be pretty good. Prevent Andy from properly counting at this moment. Neo tank falls back a little bit there, just trying to get some coverage from the battlecopters. Does for another battlecopter, tank infantry. Andy can now deploy out a Neo tank this turn. Battlecopter gets struck. High Society can be brought on in, which can be quite nice. High Society works best if you try to engage your opponent on equal footing. Engage on equal footing means you can get just get enough power to break a stalemate situation, assuming they're in range. Kindle ends starts to turn 95. Andy ends his turn at 93, so Andy's behind about a turn. Booster strike down the battlecopter, that'll be easy one shot. And may just pop Urban Blight at the end of the turn. Battlecopter there. One of these battlecopters are likely to be picked off. If he takes out this battlecopter here, it will receive the retaliation effect by a nearby tank and probably get one-shotted, particularly if it's Urban Blight and or High Society. Interior infantry. We'll get a strike there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it won't be a range of there. So the A-tier won't receive the boosted strike in return with that positioning. And Kindle could snipe the Neo tank of High Society. For High Society right now would provide 22 properties, so approximately plus 66% damage. Oh wait, that was a lot of captures. How many captures was that? 26 properties? Okay, that would be 78%. That is far more significant. That is also a lot of property captures this turn. She's up to 24,000 income. Andy's probably down to 16. Does finish off that tank there. Recon will finish off the tank. Battlecopter, tank, infantry. Yep, looks like he's down to 16,000. That is quite critical. Instead of 111 versus 85. Battlecopter strike battlecopter, and we'll spot the interior. Is that Neo tank in range? The Neo tank? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nope, just out of range. Because, let's be frank, if this Neo tank did have range from a city with High Society, that would be about well above plus 200% firepower. It would one-shot that Neo tank. High Society, Urban Blight is a good, is an excellent CO power. High Society is a good CO power. Just the problem is good versus excellent. She has a good, Kindle's a pretty wide variety of strategies. She can support many different playstyles, though she is of course limited of some aspects with the urbanized terrain. If your opponent's smart enough to play around urbanized terrain, she still has a usable superpower to be incredibly effective. Tank artillery infantry. Slight push way forward. Good escort there. Another Neo tank by Andy. Kindle could eye something a bit more expensive now. She has 29,000. I always find bombers quite good. But again, who doesn't find bombers quite good? Helicopters getting low on fuel. It can fall back to either airport. Just go leftwards until you realize, yeah, I can go for this one this turn, or I want to use this airport, so I can always go backwards. And she does go for a bomber and a recon with a pair of infantry. Right now, Kindle can just play a little bit slow. She knows she has excellent income. The median income is 20,000. And she has 24, so she knows how she's in a good position right now. Battlecopter, infantry. So Andy did save a bit of funds, but then again, that's more just skipping out as well. Does this reduce income? Tank will take out the infantry in there. Battlecopter We will be shot down next turn by Anti-Air. Booster Strike there. Looks like Kindle's gonna make her play going down south for the winter. Has a couple wounded battlecopters just cause issues as well. Battlecopter, tank, infantry. Battlecopter easily gets shot down. Both players still have the superpower as well. Andy can always pop a superpower for plus 10% firepower and plus 1 movement. Artillery, Anti-Air, infantry. And gets a boost strike there from the HQ. And Kindle's tanks are blitzing. Could have actually got it just straight up booster strike there. Probably would have may have one-shot an infantry unit there. Kindle does go for another Neo tank, pulls back the heavy assets, trying to rotate around to this flank here. And he does have a recon there, multiple infantry units near mountain sides, ready to spot everything for the next turn. Does spot the bomber as well as the Neo tank there. And with that, upon seeing all that stuff, Andy decides just to resign. This Angrade saying, "Thank you for watching," and on to next replay.